it's a helicopter. It's almost flattering. Several things to address. First and foremost, when I got on the bus, Greyhound bus from Bloomington, Normal, Illinois, going through, I hadn't been on the salt, no coffee, and no nicotine, and it's just this haze of fog. And it's easy to think of it as gleaning, because I filled the $1 water bottles you can get at Walmart for $1, 20 ounces, both at the Salina, Kansas and the Goodland, Kansas McDonald's. I filled it like, maybe halfway with the fountain drink without paying. It's just like they won't notice regardless. They just pretend, do some mental gymnastics and pretend that somebody who paid for a drink got the free refill. And it's like that they literally cannot notice that water and that little bit of syrup missing, but it's still stealing. And I'm justifying it as gleaning, but then I made my exit from Illinois with $700 to get the fuck out of that shithole. And today, to punish my sin, justifiably, $120 escaped my pocket. More than 15% of everything I fucking have. So, but even so, I still owe McDonald's $1. Did it twice. One time I bought the two for $3 McDoubles at the Salina, Kansas one. I should go live there. I could live off that. Much too cold. Broken down place. So Goodland, Kansas and Salina, Kansas combined, I owe you $1. Or $2 if you just want to be, if you just break it down like that. No, you only got 10 ounces twice. It's $2. Perhaps I'll be back there someday. I doubt it, but perhaps I will. To punish that sin, I come to Denver and my bike is gone. Goodyear, all I wanted to do before I die is to go bike the Rockies and then go die. I hate this life. And Greyhound, you fucked that off for me. You took away that last only fun that I would have had. And now Google doesn't recognize this phone, which is shortly to post this on YouTube, after I was talking to Google's customer service on the phone for almost an hour and it could not retrieve my Chromebook. It accepted a new password from this Chromebook, which I cannot do. I tried like all sorts of things to get into the Chromebook, which is mine, which I recorded Tilting at Windmills on, which I've all my work on. Hundreds of excellent pages of writing being stolen. I know it's being stolen. So like, as I'm trying to get into that Chromebook, I went to forgot password and then, okay, let me create a new password, verify password. And then, oh, sorry, something went wrong. We can't let you in. So, and then I'm trying to, on this phone and my Alcatel phone, both of which I just switched the chip out from this phone that's currently recording. And it's like having two batteries. They both go to the same number. But it's like if this one runs out of battery, I can put the chip into that one and that one has a fresh battery. Battery is a huge component. This is an excellent park. This is a beautiful park. Some place like Littleton, right next to Denver. It's one of the suburbs. It's beautiful. Look at this thing. This is a beautiful park. There's an amphitheater. Like, this is a beautiful place. And my stuff, I found an outlet there. Right here, as I was eating something. There's a little outlet here. It's like, this thing is 2 bags. But I consolidated it all into 1 bag and shoved the other, it's double bagging, like at Walmart. That's what I'm doing with that. That thing weighs like 50 pounds. You can't walk with that and this thing on your back. It's like that on the bike, it was totally doable. All I wanted to do was go do that before I die, and now Greyhound has, the military and Greyhound has fucked me yet again. Google won't let me into my thing though. I can't change the password. It says it could not recognize the devices. I just talked to them for an hour on this device, and Google doesn't recognize the devices now. Big, huge shock. So Google is fucked off with a decade and more of literary work. Hundreds and hundreds, over 1,000, over 2,000. If I double space it, 3,000 to 4,000 pages that I could turn into an editor. Try to get it published, but there's still thousands more to write. It's like that's why they're just dragging out my life like this, because it doesn't, like, you know, I know I can write it the rest of my life, doesn't matter, but they just want to waste my life so that it's always going to be a Pyrrhic victory in any case. The cost out, like, neutralizing or not outweighing, but, counteracting any gains that I would have made in terms of, like, a happy life from my writing, which is excellent. It's not like it was God-given to me. I worked really hard to be, and didn't have a life, and I became really good at writing and had tons of things to say and still do. But they're stealing it, as they stole my bike. They left me, and then the $120 out of $700. That was direct. That's like a direct action from God saying, "You're a fucking retard." How is that not stealing? You're right. I'm in a fog. I mean, I'm just like, I don't want a full thing. I don't want a huge pop. I just want something to keep me awake, and I fall asleep nonetheless on the bus and just knocking into things. I managed to wedge myself under a seat because it was sparse on the bus at one point. And then once you wake up, smack my head against the bottom of the seat. Like, oh, God. Ugh. Whatever, it's stealing. So here, that's me admitting it. And for it, McDonald's, I don't imagine you give a shit to forgive me. I don't think you give a shit over that 10 cents. I went in and bought $3, bought the deal for the burgers. You more than made your profit, and you didn't lose a cup. Even so, I don't think you give a shit either about the cost of the literally 1 cent of syrup and the water, carbonated water. And I don't think you give a shit to forgive me now that you know that I stole it. Either way, this is me admitting it. So take comfort in that I lost, 16% and more of all the money I had. My bike, Greyhound, I also don't get that last fund before I die. And Google, the U.S. military, through Google, is locking me out of my stuff and stealing it and funneling it onto my enemies, my bitter enemies, who have been, I didn't even know we were enemies until I figure out that they're the ones coming after my stuff. So, I guess that guy in Les Mis for the fucking loaf of bread goes to prison for 20 years. Something similar. That brings me on to, Denver. Like this morning at the bus terminal, the Union Station, train station, big thing. Like, I'm trapped here because the business that operates out of this thing. My bike, I was supposed to have my bike, and I was supposed to be riding these Rockies and just plummet off of it. And I don't get that. But I'm their business lost me my lifeline. That bike is my lifeline. I can keep my stuff on it and lock it onto it on like a telephone pole like that. I mean, a light pole like that. And it's still vulnerable, but it's much more convenient and much safer. I can take my eye off it and go into a Walmart and grab a $1 can of chicken. I'm trying to just wash my hair, wash my face, wash my armpits, my nuts, and my stank ass in the bathroom. And there's a couple other guys in there, and they look like they're like washing their clothes in there. It's like, but there's some coin laundry you can go do. Anyways, and then this lady cop comes in and she's just barking, get out, get out, get out. And it's like, oh my God. And then I still just do my thing because she knows that they do drugs in there, but I'm just there like this. And I'm like, man, Greyhound lost my stuff. I can't go find another place to go shower. Can you please be human? She let me do it for like 2 more minutes, and then she comes in barking, get out, get out, get out. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck, woman. You also work for the police department. Good. So 2 forums in which you are inhuman. And if that's the easy conclusion to reach, how she's being inhuman. But then I came in later to the bathroom, many hours later, just to fill my water bottle. Take a piss. Not outside in, public. Not that I give a shit, but people would give a shit. And there is a gang of homeless men doing crack and meth out of their tinfoil in the bathroom. And it's like, oh, well, I can totally understand their response. Her response now. That is everywhere you go in Denver. There is a homeless epidemic. I imagine Las Vegas, San Diego, LA. I mean, it is crazy. You can understand the response. And it's like, I'm walking around with my book bag, which I always do. This is for years. I don't ever let this thing out of my sight. In these times, he that has a purse, let him carry it. Let him bear it. Because they want in this thing because it's got my notebooks and it's got my electronic devices, which they need their hands on, but they're never out of my clutch. So they would have to literally steal it from me, which they have not done. But they go to all these lengths to do the next best thing, which is just counteract everything I do. And it's like that bag, carrying it on my shoulder here, you can't, with so many homeless people, these dirty, and it's not like they're trying to get jobs, they are just crackheads, meth heads. There was a gang in the fucking bathroom of just doing meth, and I'm like, I didn't even get to fill my bottle. I just took a piss and got the fuck out. I don't even want to smell this fucking shit. The meth and the crack. It's like, bearing that bag, though, if you see someone in Denver wearing a bag like that, which is carrying cargo, you can only but think, get the fuck out of anything regarding anything of ours that's civilized. Get the hell away. It's like, but what could even Denver do about it? This is a national problem. These are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homeless men. And I can only imagine, I mean, in Denver, it's kind of isolated. How would you get out if you're homeless here? LA, any warm place, though, you can only imagine it's swamped by tens of thousands. All doing the same thing. How many of them are actually seeking a way out of that miserable life? They're just doing crack and meth. It's like a national thing. Like the national government needs to address this. Not that I give a shit. I'm not going to be homeless forever. I'm going to be in a warm climate. But it's like, you're still going to see me writing. You're going to see me brushing my teeth, getting some sort of half-assed bath. But it's like, once these things have all given up, they don't seek a shower. They don't seek anything except those drugs, which is a response to the miserable life. So I'm not judging that. But it's like, what Denver has done, instead, they can't really address it. I don't know how they would give all these hundreds of things. I mean, they could get them into rehab programs, try to find some menial job that they can walk into. I don't see a public wanting to spring for that. But it's like, so what Denver has done is everything around that area, like the mass transit area, really like the hub, which is the Union Station, and it's kind of like, the nucleus, the center point or the nucleus, and then everything spawns out around it, like around there. None of the outlets in the train station work. The water gives like 3 drops and then turns off. Like what they've done they've made it transient proof. They've transient proofed everything, which hasn't dissuaded anything. It just takes away from the civility of the infrastructure for the people, which is like they got a nice park like this. So, and like anybody, they've all been like looking at me like, you're not one of these crack smokers, which is a natural response. So like, but they've still been giving me these. Everyone gives you these eyes like, what are you doing here? Your piece of shit place is over there, piece of shit. I get it, but also like I don't look like your average homeless man. Call that vanity. But I got a trim in. I'm not greasy. I wash my hair. I don't smell at all. But I am carrying a bag, so it's like that right there that that thing is rootless. So it's like I'm not taking it as being judged. This is a conditioned response by the people. You can't blame them. It's like these things, they don't want to engage in society except for these drugs, which is a response to the malaise that their life has become, whether because of the drugs or, that's just a symptom of greater turmoil in their life. Either way, there's not much the people can do but be vigilant and not let these transients around their kids. That's exactly what I would be like. I would give them $5 and here's $5. Do not come near my kids. And I would be just that direct. Not even, buddy, I'm not trying to be rude. Here's $5, $10. But I'm not having my kids emulate you. Go away. I don't have kids, but I mean, if I did. This is a national crisis. Are you telling me the United States government can't, these big towns? I mean, if you give them a chance to clean up and you'll have them in a dorm, work them into some menial job. You're telling me no gas stations, no other places. If these things get clean, some of them wouldn't take the opportunity and would stay transient, in which case then just boot them out of town because the people don't need to put up with that. But if they take the opportunity, you're being the most civil you can be. And it's like, this is crazy. You always hear about there's a big homeless problem, but it's like, the problem isn't just that they're homeless, it's that they're homeless and they're just using all public forum to do crack and meth. That's a symptom of the problem just as much as them being homeless. The people around don't need that kind of atmosphere 10 feet from the best parts of town. It's crazy. It is insane. Eye-opening. I don't know what else I wanted to say. I say the stealing. Google's fucked me up. Greyhound's fucked me up. Lost 120 because I took a sip of took just a mouthful of honey like Jonathan. And he's got to die for this? Good Lord, no, but he is going to lose a huge chunk of change that could have just been used to buy a new bike, some shitty bike to get the hell out of Denver, because this is a shithole. It's an extremely nice place, but bordered by nothing but shithole, because that there is just an economic malaise that is just insidious to the place. There are places offering, fast food places offering $16, $17 an hour. It's like these things don't even try that, and they live here. I had no intention of rooting here. I was just picking up some weed and going. I was supposed to be gone today. I was gonna wake up and go fucking... when I lived here for less than a year, I lived here for 10 months, 9 months. I never went into the Rockies, but I wanted to so bad. But it's I was working and I didn't know anybody. I wasn't so adventurous to just go do it at that point in my life. But now that's what I want to do. I don't see this life stretching out too much longer. And Greyhound, you fucked up just that one little thing. How does it hurt anybody? Military, you scumbags, how does it hurt anybody for me to just go and get to fulfill that one little thing that I want to do before you don't have to fucking deal with me anymore? Scumbags. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Anyways. I know So in St. Louis, we switched buses. And I made sure my bike got onto that St. Louis bus. And from there, like, no one said you got to go check your baggage every single stop you make. You make 5 fucking stops. It's like, I'm trying to stay up for these things. That's why I had the caffeinated Coke. But I know they lost my bike on purpose. And I uploaded this little thing, like a 50-second video that I took with my text message platform, which only goes up to 50 seconds. But that Southwest airplane flew, like, I watched this thing from a dot way over the horizon come and like circle and then find its trajectory directly over us. That's not an accident. If you've watched so many of these videos, I haven't published all of them. I don't have the ability with the way AT&T messes with my stuff and my battery. Even before I was homeless, I didn't have the ability. Like, they wouldn't let many uploads go through, or if like I got to do it a bunch of times, and then I'll find some in the trash that I didn't put in the trash. They have total control over everything, and I've acknowledged this the entire time. I just try not to make it easy for them. Ow. Anyways, but I know they lost my bike on purpose. It's like they need me to stay here for at least a couple days, so that because like I was trying to surprise them. It's not an escape, it's an exit, but I don't want you following me, Illinois. You're a bunch of scumbags. You are a bunch of fucking pieces of shit, Illinois. And I want only to, like, why does Illinois police Joab? Oh no, Joab's grabbed onto the horns of the altar. Well, then they're cut him down. Why do they have now constitutional jurisdiction over my phone? I'm not in their jurisdiction anymore. Why is Illinois following me? I just came here from Bloomington Normal. I rode with the same chick in January. There was a passenger in January, a sexy little Latina who's married. And I rode with her in January to come get some weed. The end of January, beginning February this very year. That's not a coincidence. 2 random travelers just spontaneously going to Denver at the same time twice. And it's like, that's supposed to be friendly, but we don't talk. She's married. How is that friendly? That's scumbag. That's scummy. That's what Illinois is. The military. I knew I was going with it from state to state. Big, brave, honorable U.S. military following little old me and making me its personal fucking domestic enemy. Capture will stop soon. This is crazy. I have nothing but data. I have nothing but storage left, and if I'm talking too much, then they limit that as well. They're going to stop this video. It just gave me a warning. Caption will soon stop because storage limit reached. That usually comes on at 31.25. This is only 23.50. Just more malfeasance, always. But thank you, Greyhound, for fucking up the last wish of a dying man.